Alright. I'm Caleb Nolan.
And I'm Jake Holcomb.
And this is What the Podcast. Today, we have a very special guest, Stanton. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stanton Wilson. I go to Myrtle Attendance Center, and I'm 17 years old.
Nice. So, I have a question for you. What is your biggest fear?
Honestly, I have a bunch, but my greatest fear would probably be loneliness. You know, because everyone gets lonely.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Ouch.
My biggest fear is spiders.
As well as mine.
I hate spiders.
I had spiders, it was a very traumatic experience with spiders. So I was when I lived at the lake. I used to live on a lake. Y'all obviously don't know that. But I used to live on a lake, and it was in the woods and stuff. And I was 3 years old, and I was running to get a Capri Sun from the house. And there was a big wolf spider. Just a giant wolf spider on the screen door. And I was so scared, I just stood there and screamed. And ever since then, I haven't liked spiders.
My most traumatic experience with spiders, it was midnight, and my dad was like, go out to the barn and get something. I don't know why he was telling me to go out to the barn and get something in the middle of the night. But, so, I walked out there, and just because it was the middle of the night, so I was in pajamas, so I just slipped on some sandals and just walked out there. And thankfully, I had my phone flashlight, but I was pointing it down so I could see where I was going. And then as soon as I got to the barn, I looked up, and there was just a spider right there.
Yep.
It was not good. It was the biggest spider web I've ever seen.
I would have soiled my trousers.
I ran. I screamed, dropped my phone, and ran.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What kind of spider was it?
I have no idea. It was the big kind.
Was it the black? Was it one of those black and green garden?
No, I think it was a garden spider.
Those are terrifying.
They are,
but they're harmless, and they actually kill insects.
They're just
good.
Scary looking.
They're just terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I almost walked face first into one of those one time.
I hate spiders, but it's not a big fear of mine. But if they're there, I'm gonna go ew, yucky. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not see a spider.
Yeah, my most traumatic experience wasn't even that long ago. It was about maybe 2 years. I was in the shower. You can probably see where this is going. I was in the shower, and then I go to grab a shampoo bottle, put it in my hair. I'm cleaning it out, and then I get under the water. And then as soon as I come back, there's a spider on the faucet.
No.
So,
I hate spiders.
Yeah, no. I would not be showering anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
So, back to your answer of the question. Sorry, we got off on a...
Yeah.
I just really hate spiders. I had to
Spiders are not
release
very
that.
fun.
So, I guess, why is that your biggest... I mean, obviously, loneliness isn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But... I guess why is that your biggest fear? And
So it's everyone has that fear. Even if you say you don't, you're afraid to be alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it may sound a little silly, but the reason this fear came up was because there was this episode of SpongeBob where everyone left town and he was there by himself.
Oh, I remember that episode.
I don't remember what it was called, but that freaked me out. I was like, what if I was in that situation? He started having multiple personality disorder in it because he was so alone.
Wasn't it SpongeBob?
It was SpongeBob.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
That was terrifying.
It was creepy.
SpongeBob Loki sometimes gets me in my feels.
Yeah.
They'll have the most happy, silly, goofy episode ever, and then they'll have one frame that's just the creepiest thing you've ever seen.
The butterfly.
Yes, the butterfly. That was another
creepy.
reason why I don't like spiders, because they reminded me of spiders. I don't really like butterflies.
I know, just bugs in general.
Or dragonflies.
Everybody talks about how pretty butterflies are.
They are pretty when they're
flying. Yeah, over there.
Yeah, but
at the end of the day, a bug is a bug.
And if it lands on me and I see its legs and stuff, I'm get off. Which they never land on me, thankfully.
But y'all remember that episode of SpongeBob where he became the mayor of some town and he wore round pants?
Oh, the normal SpongeBob, he became a normal dude.
No.
I
know what you're talking about. It was
about
people treated him differently because he had round
pants.
Yeah.
They treated him more...
SpongeBob Round Pants, I think was the episode name.
I think it was.
Sponge Square Round...
I don't know.
SpongeBob Round Pants.
He got amnesia. And then, regardless, most of that episode was fine and goofy and silly, but then there's that one frame where he was like asking somebody for directions or something, and there's this extremely detailed picture of his face with a snot bubble.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
It's
No,
terrible.
I remember. It's whenever SpongeBob was like, it was that whenever they were afraid of the dark. It was a Nightlight episode.
Yes.
And he was like, SpongeBob, go in the cooler to get me a Krabby Patty or something. And it was just that terrifying just laugh with that realistic face just floating around in the darkness. And that didn't help my... I'm also scared of the dark.
SpongeBob just gave us like fear.
Yeah.
It was funny, but
SpongeBob and Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Courage
the reason why I was so
scared me.
scared of everything.
yes. That show, I don't know why they put that show on the kids' channels.
I mean, it's like a really good
traumatizing.
show.
It kind of
though.
shaped. It shaped
but-
all of this new generation. Like,
that gave everyone in Gen Z generational trauma.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Courage the Cowardly
terrifying.
Dog.
Or like creepypastas. Creepypastas. were kinda
Creepypasta.
scary.
I used to be
Yes.
scared of Slender Man, like really
I'm
badly.
still kind of scared of Slender Man.
Well, it's
I
like
still think of him. Sometimes.
I'm always
like,
was
creeped
thinking
out
right now,
of like Jeff the Killer.
yes,
That's the one that creeps
creepy
me
smile.
out. Yes.
yeah.
That one. There's like, I think it's a phobia. It's like a fear of like big mouths.
I know.
I don't know what it's called.
I get what you're saying.
But I think I have that, or it's like just overly large things.
Big mouth phobia.
Yeah,
called.
I guess we can look it up after. And
Big mouth. Oh, I can look it up now if y'all want.
yeah, let's look it
Yeah.
up and see what that is. I think it's like a fear of like big just things.
Yeah, SpongeBob and Courage did that a lot. There was an episode of Courage with the dentist that had like that large mouth.
It'll take a minute to load. We're out in the shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what were you saying? Sorry.
That episode of Courage. Do you guys remember the dentist?
Okay. Well, that's not.
Okay, apparently it's not a phobia.
Stomophobia is the fear of mouths. So
But
we'll call it.
there's like a big like it's like a fear of like big mouths. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, but either way.
I hate like abnormally large body parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like. That's not what I meant.
We're leaving that in.
Like, but no, like big mouths, like you said, but also
Yeah.
like big ears. Some people will have big. You do not have big ears, but some people have just massive ears, and it kind of freaks me out. I'm talking
Or-
about old people.
Yeah. Or whenever just old people have the biggest like bony nose and it like droops over their lip. Like, it's like I don't mean to shame old people, but
Some of y'all have big noses.
yeah, some of y'all have big noses. Just kind of like wear a mask. Y'all need to anyways. Wear a
Yeah,
mask.
Wear a
For
mask
old people,
outside.
wear a
Omicron
mask.
is real.
Yes. Get vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think ears ever stop growing too, which is
Yeah, they
worse.
don't.
to
No,
the-
yeah.
That's why. That's what I was talking about. Old people have massive ears and noses.
You know,
Sometimes it's-
fun fact, that's kind of scary now. Because I'm probably going to have rather big facial features when I'm
No,
old.
you're not.
When I'm old, I mean, they don't stop
Oh
growing.
well, everyone does. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
for an old person, you're probably not.
Yeah. So, fun fact, I'm sure y'all already know, but like, your eyeballs are the same your entire age.
Yep.
Yeah.
The same size. They don't stop. They just don't grow. They're just the
Yeah.
same. Which is weird.
It is weird because
Imagine being like just a little baby and your eyes are like the same as like mine now.
Yeah.
It's weird. I wonder if like eyeballs are like different sizes. Like if they're like the same exact
I know.
size in every human.
I doubt it.
Probably not.
Because there are some people with some big eyeballs.
Yeah. There's also people with small eyes.
That's what scares me too. Is people with small eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I will not make eye contact with them.
Small
I'm
eyes
sorry.
and a
If you
big
have small
mouth.
eyes, I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking at your chin, or your nose.
Or I'm just
Your
probably looking
forehead.
above you, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Forehead.
But so like, what's another, I guess, big fear of yours?
Heights.
Heights.
I
Same.
hate heights. I've always.
Same. I hate.
It
I
depends
hate
on the
heights.
situation, because heights don't really scare me
Hmm.
up to a certain extent. If
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like
Up
Yeah.
to a
I'm
certain
fine.
extent.
That was a good one, man.
Thanks.
But like if I'm up in an airplane and I'm looking down, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But if I'm like
That's
And
why
if
I
I'm
love
on the
heights.
Empire State Building and I'm looking
Yeah.
down, I'm fine. But if I'm like bungee jumping, that's scary.
I will never go bungee jumping.
Yeah, I won't either.
I will
Also-
honestly come near like doing like skydiving, like rather than bungee jumping.
Really?
Because bungee jumping, people don't realize like it's scarier than skydiving in my opinion. I've never done both, but
Right.
if I had to choose, like it would be bungee or skydiving because skydiving you're just going down. Bungee jumping, you're going down, up, and then like
And then
back,
down.
and,
And
you're
then
just
up.
constantly just
Until finally you're just stuck dangling.
skydiving.
Pull
You're
you
just
up.
Straight
down.
down. Nothing
and I
else.
don't know. You're like in the sky and stuff.
I know.
What really caused my fear of heights was it was about 2 years ago. Me and two friends went to Alabama Adventure Park.
Mm-hmm.
You heard of that? The
Yeah.
water park. Well, there's this really big water slide. I don't know how big it was, but it was too big. And on the way up there, I kept looking down. I was like, oh, I'm fine. And as soon as I got to like the very top, I was like, I can't do this. It
See,
was like, it was
like
terrible.
water slides don't bother me because they go down at like an angle.
Right.
But like,
Most water slides don't, but there's a few that don't go down at an angle and are just straight down.
or yeah,
Those
like they're
freak
still
me
down
out.
at an angle, but they're like almost vertical.
Mhm.
Like they're almost just like they're like that, and you're just like shooting down.
My brother almost died on a water slide once because you're supposed to go down a water slide with your hands like folded
Yeah.
over your chest like this. Well, my brother did this and went down it,
Oh.
and he started flying out of the thing. He somehow made it down, but his back was all beat up from the cracks where they would like nail the pieces of pipe together.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the scariest thing I've ever seen. Was him going down the water slide and like bouncing around.
Yeah,
and
that's
Yeah,
scary.
that would induce trauma on me.
Yeah. Also, kind of with that same thing, one of my biggest nightmares I've ever had was my dad was pushing me. I was swinging in a park. I was little. And my dad was pushing me. And he pushed me so hard that I went all the way around the swing.
I hated people that did
And then
that.
I came back down and flew off. And you know those little carousel things that are at parks that you have to push to spin?
Yeah.
I fell into that and I just spun for eternity until I woke up. Either that or I would hit it and immediately wake up.
I hate
Oh
swings.
wait, that was a nightmare.
It was a recurring
Oh,
nightmare.
I thought.
No, that never actually
I thought
happened.
you said that actually.
No.
I just didn't hear you say nightmare.
I may not have said it,
No,
but
you
no,
did.
it was a
Now that I
nightmare.
think about it, but
I hate swings because I think it was like first grade. My girlfriend at the time, yeah, a first grade girlfriend, very serious.
wow,
But
y'all still together?
yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
good.
I don't even remember her name now. But anyway,
You probably do. You just don't want to say.
no, I really don't. I think it was like Crystal or something.
Oh, so you do remember her name.
I don't remember last
Oh
name.
yeah, you're lying to us. You did not have a first grade
I'm
girlfriend.
sorry. Well, anyway, while it was recess, she was pushing me on the swing set, and I don't think she has a very good. I'm trying to think of the word, but she was really pushing me more to the right, and then a few more swings in, and I hit the pole.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah,
Sam,
and I
why
like.
didn't you
spun.
get off? Why didn't you just like
I mean,
jump
I
off?
wasn't expecting to hit it. I was like, this is fine. I was in first grade.
The most savage thing I've ever done. I broke my arm, so my arm was in a cast, and I was swinging. And this little girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but she walked up to me and started talking like, "It's my turn to swing." And I was like, "No, it's not." She's like, "Yes, get off the swing. It's my turn." And I was swinging, and I pulled my arm off, and I smacked her in the head on the back swing.
Oh no.
Oh, but she
Well.
quit asking, and I kept
Yeah.
swinging.
I always like. What was it? I would always hate when people would like swing like super high. I would never get someone to
I
push
know.
me. I had very bad trust issues because one time
Mhm.
I think it was like Eli Russell. Eli Russell, like the really strong dude, would like get behind me, and he would just push me, and I would just go like way up, and it was terrifying. And you know, also the thing that like, man, I don't know why I was way back there, but I would I walked across a pipe. You probably remember this because you were there.
Yeah, well, I think I got a picture of it.
Yeah, there's a picture somewhere 'cause I did it and then immediately got a picture and then went back. But it was a picture of like me like walked across this pipe going over a river, and when you look at it from like a normal person's perspective, it doesn't look that high up. When you're actually like on top of it, above water, it's terrifying. And yeah, I almost like fell off. I think, I don't know. I had to like crawl back.
It's scary. Yeah.
A lot of people just like went straight across it. I did not.
I remember when I was in elementary school. This would have been like 5th grade. First time I ever got a paddle in at school. I don't know. It was just kind of, speaking of falling off things. A big group of us were jumping over this ditch. It was the ditch.
Oh, the doo-doo water.
Yeah, that was like sewage water.
Yeah.
We were
It
just
really
jumping over
wasn't
it.
sewage water.
It wasn't, but it stunk though.
I mean, yeah,
But-
because it was mud.
We were jumping over it.
And it had milk in it.
Over and over. Oh, yeah, you're right. And then, I'm not going to say his name. Jonathan falls into the water and then turns around and blames us and says that we all pushed him in and all of us got paddled. And he didn't.
Yeah, I'd have moved schools.
Yeah.
That made me so mad.
Who was your... Well, don't say the name, but...
Say it. Just ask.
Who's the teacher?
Oh, crap. What is her name?
Was it Miss Mansell?
No. It was the science teacher.
Miss Tasha.
Yep.
Miss Tasha, dude.
Mm-hmm.
She hated everyone that jumped over the.
The doo-doo water.
Yeah.
Yeah, she yelled at us every day.
I was like, chill out.
I really don't get why it was a big deal.
Like, if you
Probably
fall...
because of Jonathan.
Well, if you fall... If you would have... Like, if you fell in the ditch, I mean, that was your fault. Like,
I know.
I mean, you shouldn't, like, have to get onto everyone that does it, because...
Exactly.
I can jump.
It wasn't
pretty
like
far.
a big ditch either. It was a tiny little
I
shallow
could walk
ditch.
over it. I could walk
Exactly.
over
I
it
could
when I was
step
like in
over-
5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I would just step over it.
How do you... Never mind. That's a...
You slipped in the mud.
I guess.
Okay, but anyways,
Yeah, off topic.
back... Well, this is still off topic, but back to the dreams. I had a terrifying dream, and I still remember it. It was, I think I was like 3 years old, and I had a dream, and we were going down this road. It was me and my mom and my dad. We were going on this road, and there were no trees or anything. It was just a road. It was like those roads like out in Mexico. They were just like anything but road, like just road, I guess. I don't know.
The Breaking Bad roads.
Yeah, the Breaking
Yeah.
Bad, the Albuquerque, New Mexico roads. And there was a polar bear that just, I don't know, it was just a polar bear, and it came up to our car, and then all of a sudden, it turned into this giant tarantula, like 50 feet tall tarantula, and it picked our car up and like stared at us, and it just shook the car. And that, and you like, you know, in like the cartoons where like the people, like the old Looney Tune cartoons, when they're hiding in the darkness and you only see their eyeballs. That was what we were doing. We were under the car seat, and you could just see. I don't know, but it was terrifying.
When I was about that age, no, I would have been a little bit older. I would have been in school, probably 1st grade. I had a dream that my dad died, which was weird, and for some reason, at the visitation was being held at the activities building in Myrtle. So it was just the entire town of Myrtle, and all the teachers and everybody was just at this visitation, and Mr. Goolsby, our principal, was like giving the eulogy. It was so weird. That's the only like dream that I remember from when I was that age,
Yeah.
other than the spinning on the swing and flying out.
I had a dream sort of like that. Well, nothing like that. More of just like my dad died. It was so wild. My little brother learned how to operate a chainsaw, and then just accidentally sliced him up. And
He accidentally.
accidentally. I don't
mean,
remember what it was.
To be
over or
fair,
anything.
operating a chainsaw isn't hard. You just crank it up and you just pull the trigger and you just
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
whoever you
But
want
it was
to.
like at the time he was 3 years old.
Oh, dude, I could operate a chainsaw when I was 3.
Yeah, me too, bud.
Yeah, I used to cut down trees for a living. You know, that takes me back to
My buddy Doug.
back in '84.
He opposed us chopping down the trees.
He was one of those environmentalists, I think.
Mm.
I don't know what was wrong with him.
Anyways, we were around a campfire and fire was dying down, and we're like, go get the gas, which I'm surprised he did because
He hated burning gas, and he just hated burning.
That was
he
Doug.
was one of those that
was
didn't.
Doug.
Yep,
He sure
good
was.
old Doug.
He went and got it and poured the gas on the fire, and
It blew up in his face,
blew up. in
and
his
he
face.
died right there on the spot.
Rest in
Yeah,
peace,
we
Doug.
called the police or not the police. We called 911, and the ambulance got there.
They
And,
just pronounced him dead on the scene.
mm.
But he always rode a bike around because he didn't like burning fuel.
That was probably one of the scarier moments of my life, though.
But anyways, Doug.
Yeah.
Rest in
that's-
peace, Doug.
God rest his soul. But
Yep. Well, he's not in heaven, but that's a story for
Yeah.
another
that's
day.
another story. Anyways, so what's like? Are you scared of like snakes?
Not really.
You're not scared of snakes?
Mm-mm.
I'm honestly, I can tolerate snakes.
I've been
I
around
can
snakes
tolerate
a
most
lot.
snakes, but one of the scariest moments I've ever had involves a snake. Me and my dad and my mom were riding bikes on the Tanglefoot Trail, and my dad, he's a prankster, and he
have a story.
he thought it was a snake, or no, he thought it was a stick,
Oh no.
and he turned around and yelled at us, "Look at this snake that I'm about to run over!" And then he gets real close to it, and it was actually a snake, and it reared up, and it was a cottonmouth, and it showed the inside of his mouth to my dad.
Right.
My dad almost fell off his bicycle, and then we had to like ride by it as it was reared up. It was
Yeah.
terrifying.
So funny story. There's Tanglefoot is notorious for having snakes, but me and your girlfriend Laura Grace were riding bikes down Tanglefoot Trail, and there were these old men. Like I think they were behind us. I saw the snake. I had to stop Laura Grace for running over the snake. And these old men were like behind us, and they were like these hardcore bikers, and they did it for a living, I guess. I don't know. And so we stopped, and we're like, "Hey, there's a snake," and they just kept going, and then they I guess they didn't hear us or something, and they went forward and they saw it, and then they just stopped. And we're like, and then they looked back at us, and they're like, "Dude, that's a snake over there. Don't come over here." And we're like, "Okay, move on." They just didn't listen to us.
It's hilarious.
I don't think it was a poisonous snake,
Most of them aren't.
Mm-mm.
but how long do we have? Well, unlock your laptop, man. Unlock your
It's
laptop.
about 25 minutes.
25 minutes. All right, we'll go for 5 more minutes.
Yeah, we'll run to 30.
So, I guess
I have another fear.
Oh, yeah.
That's
What's
it's in my
another
top 3. Now, this is a strange one. It's strangers. I do not like strangers.
Really?
don't talk to strangers.
I get kind of anxious when I'm in situations where I've got like 2 people that I know and then a bunch of strangers around me.
It's more of I don't mind if it's me, someone I know, and someone I don't know.
Yeah.
It's more of if it's me and then someone I don't know, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think
fair.
school, you're supposed to have that fear, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But school, I guess, really helped me, and working at a restaurant
Yeah.
Yeah.
helped me, kind of get over that. But, you have to be, aware of who you are with. And a lot of times, they hide it really well. They can be dangerous people, but,
Yeah.
you're supposed to have a fear of strangers. Don't talk to them. Talk to them. That's stupid. Talk to strangers.
Talk to strangers. Get to know the people around you.
Yeah.
But if
stranger
they
danger. Be aware.
trust your gut, don't
That's right.
go up to someone who gives you bad vibes and
Absolutely.
have a normal conversation with them, because it probably won't go down well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your gut is usually right.
Not all strangers are bad, but I would say some are.
It could be your neighbor.
It can
That's
be
the
your
thing,
neighbor.
because a lot of the most notorious serial killers,
Or just normal people.
yeah,
in
like Ted
neighborhoods.
Bundy, on the outside he looked like a normal guy. Same thing with John Wayne Gacy, and he just had the bodies of a bunch of teenage boys just in his house.
Yeah. Or, it could be the man living inside your walls.